Septiksiren, and today we will be dissecting the origins of how metalheads became stereotyped as Satanists. This little myth has existed since the prehistoric times of rock and roll and heavy metal, but is it really a myth? Hell, Elvis Presley's music was considered to be satanic, even though he played a lot of gospel. I mean, that makes no sense. He fucking loved the church. He loved Christianity. It's so absurd, really. My dad grew up in a Jehovah's Witness environment, and even the church was saying that they thought that Rush was satanic because they thought that Rush stood for rising under serving him, although I'm not sure that was really on Rush's agenda. Now, I don't know if a lot of you guys knew this, but I did recently find this out, and I do think it's pretty cool. But I'm gonna pull out my holy book of metal here, Charles Manson. Let's take a look at what I found. Now, did you even know that he was a musician? I'm going to be reading this article, and it's basically how he had a lot of influence on the darker images of rock and roll. So it says here, everything changed in 1969 when 4 hippies brutally murdered 5 people at the Los Angeles home of actress Sharon Tate and director Roman Polanski. They were members of the family of cult leader Charlie Manson, who has fed them copious amounts of LSD, convinced them he was both God and the devil, and turned them into a brainwashed cult of psychopath love children. The Manson family proved all the wrong people right, publicly illustrating that the acid rockers' true agenda was murder in the name of feeling groovy. Manson had been an aspiring singer and songwriter known to Dennis Wilson of the Beach Boys. Now suddenly a song like Good Vibrations could be seen as the ecstasy of a killer. Slowly, bands picked up on the media wildfire surrounding the case and realized that it could sell newspapers, it could sell records. The result was shock rock, loud-ass theatrical rock music, accompanied by costumes, fireworks, and maybe some fake blood. And things within the rock and roll world got darker when Black Sabbath came around and started singing about, witchcraft, Satan, war, death, etc. I mean, there wasn't really any physical proof to stereotype all metalheads for being Satanists besides Black Sabbath lyrics, and those are just lyrics. I mean, look at Edgar Allan Poe. He is one of the most famous Gothic poets of all time. He wrote about a lot of dark stuff. Doesn't mean he was some kind of serial killer or something. So now we get this new wave of British heavy metal that took a lot of influence from Black Sabbath. Then shortly after came along bands that took metal to the extreme. Now, being the UK was the birthplace of both punk and heavy metal, there was a lot of angst and rebellion floating around that primarily sparked teenagers' interests. Venom came around in 1979 with their 2 first albums, Black Metal and Welcome to Hell, both in 1981 and 1982. Shortly afterwards, thrash metal was born with Exciter's Heavy Metal Maniac album and Metallica's Kill 'Em All, both produced in the same year. Now, I'm not so sure what it was exactly that caused Venom to want to take on a satanic image. My guess is they probably wanted to take previous lyrical concepts and take it more to an extreme, perhaps maybe as a mockery to what religious groups were accusing metalheads for at the time. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't know anything, I'm just pretty much going by what I know. Venom became such a huge influence in the European world that in the late 80s and early 90s, second-wave black metal actually became a thing. And then there were the church burnings in Norway. Basically, the church burnings were caused by Vard Vikernes, the man behind the band Burzum, as well as other angsty Norwegian teens wanting to avenge the pagan and Norse ancestors from what the fucking stupid-ass, close-minded Christian bitch boys did to them a long, long, long time ago, trying to destroy their pagan faith with their stupid Christian propaganda. I mean, that's literally Nazism. That's religious Nazism. Like, ancient Nazis. It's crazy. Have you ever thought of that? And there you have it, folks. That's probably why you, as a metalhead, have been accused of being a Satanist for no apparent reason by your fellow peers. Oh, you can also thank Marilyn Manson for whatever the fuck he even did. I hope you guys found this video educational. I really tried. I put together a script for you guys. I did do some other research. I wanted it to be as accurate as possible. I did leave out death metal just for the sake of time, and I'm also leaving in the description a bunch of goodie links to documentaries, albums, other bands, movies that you guys can check out that sort of go along with this video, and I do hope you guys enjoyed it once again, and this is your pal Septiksiren, and stay metal.